What is up, everyone? Welcome to the football chat box, and today we're going to be looking at captaincy and a captaincy matrix. We're going to be looking at game week 1 to 6 captaincy matrix, and this will allow you to decide which players that you should be having in your draft ahead of game week 1, so that you know that you've got players in each weeks to have as a captaincy choice. Now, the data that we're going to be using is brought to you from solioanalytics. We're going to be using the numbers from their tool. And thank you to solioanalytics as well for allowing me to use the data as well to share with you all. Now, having said that, let's get into the video. All right, game week 1 to 6 captaincy matrix. This is what it looks like right now. We've got in game week 1, we've got Salah, Palmer, Haaland, Wirtz, and Ekitike. I've got the top 5 for each game week as well, basically. Salah is at a projected 8.29 points for game week 1. Palmer second with 6.87. Haaland 6.35. Wirtz at 5.99. And Ekitike at 5.77. Now, minutes for now are consistent across the board because before season we're still not fully sure exactly how many minutes each player is going to get per game. So for now they are the exact same minutes across from game week 1 to 6. So you will see Salah 85 minutes projected across game week 1 to 6. So Salah basically the top captaincy option, which is why you see him in a lot of drafts to start off with. For those who don't have Salah and have gone with a Haaland draft, I still think Haaland, I would slightly edge it. I think there's enough. The gap isn't too big between Palmer versus Haaland in terms of expected points, where you can probably hedge it to try and go for Haaland to get a bit of an edge over those who probably don't have Salah and Haaland. For the non-Salah Haaland drafts, Palmer is probably your guy for this week in game week 1. Outside shouts obviously are Florian Wirtz and Ekitike at the moment in terms of expected points as well, 5.99 and 5.57. Now in game week 2, on the other hand, Haaland takes the lead with a home game against Spurs. He's got 7.02 expected points. Palmer is in second with 6.47. Saka at 6.4. And Salah at 6.25 with Gyökeres new sign-in 5.67. Now, these numbers, the numbers could change based on the performances of game week 1 as well. We need to keep that in mind. If depending on how Arsenal perform against Man United, you could probably see a boost in Saka's and Gyökeres' numbers. If Gyökeres, if Arsenal happen to win a pen in game week 1 against Man United, and if Gyökeres tends to take that pen and scores the pen, then his numbers should get even more boosted as well, because then we'll have a better idea of who has penalties as well potentially, and that would also see a reduction in Saka's numbers as well. So we need to kind of keep into mind these specific contexts as well. But game week 2, Haaland is definitely in the lead, Palmer in second. So for those of you who don't have Haaland, like myself at the moment, and I still have Salah, but Palmer could be a pretty good option, and that's kind of where I'm at as well at the moment in terms of my captaincy for game week 2. Even if I don't go and get an Arsenal player, I think Palmer right now is my captaincy option against West Ham. Game week 3, Bruno Fernandes, and this is why you'll see a lot of talk about Bruno Fernandes, not only because of his DEFCON numbers, but also because he's probably the standout captaincy option in game week 3. Not only game week 3, but even in game week 7. He's also a standout captaincy option in game week 7. So that I should also mention, even though it's not on here. 7.22. Palmer in second at 6.67. And Salah in third. Salah and Haaland pretty close by as well, to be honest. Cunha is currently in there in terms of 5th. That could be even. I wouldn't be surprised if even if Sesko, depending on if he plays in game week 2 or not, could arrive into that table, come closer to game week 3. But yeah, right now Bruno Fernandes, the standout. Then back into game week 4, Salah takes the lead against Burnley away from home. 8.13, Haaland 6.72, Palmer 6.6, Eze at 6.13, and Florian Wirtz at 5.97. Eze, right now, this is assuming he is at Crystal Palace. If a move happens to whether that's a Spurs or whether that is an Arsenal, that data will change. He will probably not be on that table anymore. It might potentially be another Crystal Palace player, or it might even be another player who is just underwards that will pop into that table. So keep that in mind as well. In game week 5, Salah is still the top captaincy option with 7.52 against Everton, Merseyside derby at home. Palmer is in second with a fixture against Manchester United at 5.85, says the market data. Bruno is obviously in third, so both facing each other. The numbers for that week, specifically if you look at the color coordinates, a lot of 6 points in the game week 4, but the numbers in game week 5 seem a bit more lower, some slightly tougher fixtures as well. Watkins is there against Sunderland. That could potentially increase a bit more for Watkins as well, depending on how Aston Villa perform in the opening 4 weeks. That number could go up, depending on also how many players Aston Villa sign in the transfer market as well, because if they sign like an Asensio who might end up taking penalties again, could affect Watkins's numbers as well. So we kind of have to keep an eye out for that. But Salah definitely on top. And then in game week 6, we've got Haaland against Burnley. Palmer in the second spot and Salah in third at 6 points. So Palmer in 6.77. Salah just 6.76, one behind. Very close. That could easily flip depending on their performances, and also Crystal Palace in terms of how many players they end up losing before now until the transfer market closes. Bruno Fernandes in third against Brentford. That could also slightly change based on United's performances and Brentford's performances in terms of both United's attack and Brentford's defense. Marmoush at 5.65 is your other option for Burnley at home at 5.65 for game week 6. So basically, game week 1 to 6, Salah is the top captaincy option for 3 of those game weeks in 1, 4, and 5. Haaland, the top captaincy option for game week 2 and game week 6. And Bruno Fernandes, the top captaincy option in game week 3. Do you have these players in your team? Let me know in the comments. If you don't have them, who is your second option for captaincy? Like, let's say if you don't have Haaland, who's your captaincy option for game week 2 and like for game week 6? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you reached up to this point, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and thank you very much for solioanalytics. Their links will be in the description as well if you want to find out their website. It's pretty cool. We'll use it a lot on our deadline streams as well if you're looking at expected points. So have a look at it, and thank you very much.